Hello, I'm Bill Latham for HighTechLawyer.com. Have you purchased an iPad 2 and are now looking for a good use for your original iPad? Consider using it as a deposition preparation tool. I'm a trial attorney and primarily handle complex business cases, distribution litigation, and the defense of class actions, all document-intensive cases. My practice is national in scope and makes me travel all over the country. I'm often preparing witnesses for deposition, hearing, or trial testimony, and this preparation can involve the review of dozens, if not hundreds, of documents. Prior to the iPad, that would often mean that I would be lugging around 2 or more banker's boxes all over the country. Not anymore. Now I load the documents for review on both my iPad 2 and my original iPad. The original iPad has been sanitized to remove any sensitive legal documents or information from cases other than the one involving the witness at hand. GoodReader is my document review reader of choice. I like it because it can handle large documents and a large volume of documents. GoodReader also allows for the annotation and/or highlighting of PDF files and documents. If the documents were produced in another format, such as TIFF, they are easily converted to PDF for use in the GoodReader. The best way to load a large volume of documents into GoodReader is to use iTunes. To transfer documents from your computer via iTunes to GoodReader, first of all, open up iTunes with your iPad connected. Then select Devices, which should indicate your iPad. APPS at the top. You'll see the apps that you have on your iPad. Go down to the bottom of the app screen, and you'll see a section labeled File Sharing. Under the apps, go to GoodReader. Select GoodReader. Now you're going to want to add the documents that you want to add to GoodReader now. So you click on the Add button. It's going to give you a browse. The documents I want to copy over on the desktop, so I'm already set there. I open it up. They are located in the sample case file. I see the sample case. Now I simply highlight all the documents that I want to copy over, and I've highlighted them all. I click Open. They are now all added on to the GoodReader section, and they are being synced to the iPad. My iPad now says Sync in Progress, and when we go to the iPad, you'll see that those cases are copied over. And it's just that simple, and you can do that for these 8 or 9 cases or for 1,000 cases. And that allows you to copy them directly into GoodReader as opposed to having to go through Dropbox and then copy them over one at a time. Alternatively, if the volume of documents is not too significant, then it may make sense to use Dropbox to transfer the documents. If you're going to use this method, then I recommend creating a folder with the case name or witness name, some other identifying feature, and then loading copies of all the review documents into that folder, and then moving the entire folder into Dropbox. On the iPad, the folder will appear in Dropbox. Simply select the folder and the individual documents will appear. Open each of the documents individually using GoodReader. This requirement to individually open each document is why I prefer the iTunes method of transfer. After you've used iTunes to load your documents into the GoodReader app, you can then go to GoodReader and you will see the documents have been copied over into iTunes. Now this is the same type of appearance you'd have if you copy the documents over one at a time through GoodReader. The thing to do now is to organize these documents so they're not all sitting out there loose. You use the Manage Files feature, and what you're going to want to do is create a new folder, and we'll call the new folder ABC Case. And we create the new folder. Now what we can do is move the documents into ABC Case and have them in an organized fashion. So what we do is we identify the documents we want to move, and we simply tap those documents and identify them. And then you indicate you want to move them. And then it asks where you want to move them. We're going to want to move them to ABC Case. Move 9 items there. Voila! Those 9 documents are now in ABC Case. Now that we have the document in a file, so it's set and organized by itself, we can open that up for preparation. Now you have the capability in GoodReader to annotate documents either before you start working with a witness, so you have it done in advance, or really annotate as you go along. So for example, let's pick the first document, Apex Depositions article. and you see the article opens up, and when it opens up, you can, by simply tapping or putting pressure on the document itself, a menu comes up. And the draw menu comes up. You push draw. And for example, I'll get an arrow that I can select. Now you're given a menu to ask you whether you want to create an annotated copy, which I always create an annotated copy so that I keep my original copy unsullied and can use it when I need to if I want to print it or use it as an exhibit at the deposition. And so, to create an annotated copy, I push that annotated copy. Now I have this arrow, this red arrow here, and I can orient this red arrow any way I want to. Take it down to a specific bit of text, and that's done. Now that piece of text is pointed right to. You can highlight, you can freehand draw, you can put squares, you can do anything. So that's the annotation feature. And so I'll go back to the main menu, back to ABC case, and so on. So simply what you put is that you have the two iPads. You'd select the documents and you'd go through them one at a time. Now the interesting thing about Goodreader is that it has a display function in both iPad 1 and iPad 2 so that you can put the documents up on the screen in either of those two programs. You're not going to get the complete effect you get with 2, but you will be able to display the documents in iPad 1 as well. For the actual prep session, provide the witness with their own iPad loaded with the documents. These documents might be identified by descriptive title like they are in our case, or they may be identified by Bates numbers or a simple exhibit numbering or lettering system. Because both of the iPads are also connected by email and Dropbox, I can also add additional documents during the course of the deposition prep. At the end of the prep session, I retrieve the witness's iPad, avoiding the problem of loose documents floating around. It should be noted that Goodreader has the capability to password protect folders, and it is my practice to use this function on each folder for each witness, in case the iPad is lost or otherwise comes into possession of third parties. So that's deposition preparation using the iPad. We welcome any suggestions you might have that can improve our suggested methodology. Please post any comments to our blog site, hightechlawyer.com, or you can email me at bill@hightechlawyer.com. Until next time, for hightechlawyer.com, I'm Bill Latham.